Hi, aloha, welcome to my videos again. I hope you're all really well. In this video I'm going to do a video which a lot of you have asked me for, probably for a good few years actually, and I'm finally going to do it. It's a video about my tattoos, and I know a lot of people have asked about them and wanted a video on them, and so finally I'm going to do it. So I won't physically right now show you all of them because it might get a bit awkward and it might be a bit unflattering looking at different bits and bobs around the place. No one needs that. But what I thought I would do is show you the ones that are on display, the ones that you can see right now, and talk you through them a little bit. And the ones that you can't see, I'm probably going to put most of them, so I've got so many tattoos, most of them on a little photo stream at the end of this video, so you'll get to see probably most of them, but they might be in photos at the end of the video. So I hope that's okay. If it's not, well, that's how it's going to be. So my menagerie, which is my affectionate term for my tattoos, I have mainly animal tattoos. I have one kind of tribal symbol, one mini witchy one, and ivy and roses on my feet. But apart from that, the rest are animals, and I think they always probably will be. I can't imagine having a person tattooed on me, or even, I'm not even sure about words for me. As I say, everything suits different people. And everyone, I love everyone's tattoos. I love seeing other people's tattoos. I love seeing what people like, and everyone's different styles. Like I know a lot of people who've got maybe the same thing tattooed as me, like maybe a raven, but actually there's so many different styles this gets tattooed in, which is all personal to different people, and I really, really love that. So my tattoos, they are all sacred to me, they are all spiritual to me, they are all empowering to me, and they are all part of my journey, my map of where I've been and where I'm going, and they all mean a lot to me. So I started I got my first tattoo, which a lot of people have on the base of your spine, that sort of tribal pattern at the base of your spine. And I'm making a side note here that gets called tramp stamp a lot, and that really is just like I want to slap that phrase down right now, because it's really not cool to say that kind of thing to people. I would not get that tattoo done now. If I had that space there again, I'd have something different. But do I love that tattoo? Yes. Was it part of my journey? Yes. Would I get it removed? No way. I love it. I love everything. Even if I wouldn't get it done right now, I love it as being part of my journey. And I think people have to be careful with the kind of the words they say, like tramp stamp, stuff like that, because it's really kind of degrading to women, really. So there's my moan out the way. Let's get on with the tattoo talk. So yeah, it was the first tattoo I have. To be fair, it wasn't the most spiritual one. I just really did want a tattoo. I left it quite late, considering I wanted a tattoo from when I was about 16. And I'm really glad that I left it, because I saw some of my designs that I drew when I was 17. Phew, I'm so glad I didn't get them done. It was kind of really biomechanical, industrial kind of. I'm so glad I didn't have that done. It was not a good look for me. That would not worked well. I might have got that one covered up. But I got so I was about 21, I think, when I got my first tattoo, and it was the base of my spine. It's that tribal style, but to be fair, I'm quite a tribal girl, and it has a heart in the middle of it. I'm obsessed with hearts. Heart symbolism is really important to me, so it's black and red. All in all, considering it was done when I was 21 and it was just a tattoo that I just wanted to get done, I'm pretty okay with that. And then the next tattoo I got a bit more adventurous then. I was a little bit shy. I was too even though I've always been an artist, and I was at art college when I got it done, I was too shy to design my own tattoo. But then secondly, I got the next tattoo. I didn't really design properly either. I just had the idea and worked with it. Was my red wings, my red sort of angel fairy fire wings on my back. So I got those done when I was probably about 22, I think. Yeah, I got those done, and I got them done again later in my 20s. I got them redone, and I just because a few reasons. They got a little bit they got a little bit faded because there was no outline, it's more just red shading. But also because I realised looking at the Guinness symbol, it looked a little bit like the Guinness harp, and once I'd seen that, I couldn't unsee it. I don't even like Guinness, so it wasn't particularly a great look. So I got them redone, black and red, sort of black and red graduated later in my 20s. And that represents to me my fiery spirit, my a complete love of authenticity and freedom and fiery passion and creativity. And I love fairies, and I love fire. So it just felt right to have that tattoo, and it still does. I remember a lady said to me at the time, but what if you go off the colour red? And I was like, lady, that's never going to happen. And I can say all these years later, still not happened. So I had my red wings then, and they're important to me still because I'd feel bizarre if my back didn't have wings on them. It's kind of putting there visibly what is there etherically, really. So that was my second tattoo. Then I didn't have any for quite a while, I think. Because I moved to London and I had no money. And so that was probably why. It was when I got more settled in London, probably when I was 28, a little bit later, 27, maybe 27. Earlier 26, I'm not quite sure, 26, 27, 28, around that time. Probably 27, let's say 27. And I wanted to get a tattoo after my initiation, my first degree initiation into Wicca. I didn't get done straight away though, so I was initiated probably a year or two before that, but I'd drawn out something that I wanted, and then it just took me a year or so to get round to getting it done, or the fate that I found a tattooist that I became good friends with and was an awesome artist. It was Dominique Holmes, and she used to work at the family business in London. I think she works somewhere else now, has her own studio, and do check her out. Dominique Holmes, she's a great tattooist. She did most of my art on my arms, actually all of my art on my arms, and ivy on my feet. On my left foot, I wanted ivy going up my left foot, and that represented my commitment to the path, my commitment to a nature-based spirituality. I love ivy. For me, it's a symbol of the goddess, symbol of the spiral of life and spirituality and mystery. But also having it on my feet was, I'm a left-handed person. I usually put the left side first, so it was my step forward, commitment shown to my spiritual path. And I really like my ivy still. I'll show you a photo. I don't want to get my foot up, it would just not be a good look. But the ivy is on my left hand side, and that was that statement for me in that moment. And then I felt like I'm such a symmetry fiend. I felt like I was walking around in circles, like one foot was longer than the other, leg was longer than the other, because I just felt unequal, unbalanced, because one side had a tattoo and the other side was naked. And foot tattoos hurt. I mean, all tattoos hurt, but I'm a bit of a, I'm not a big hardcore person. You get over it, you deal with them, it's just pain. But foot tattoos were quite sore, so I must have really wanted my other tattooed, and I came back, I think, not long after I'd healed the ivy, because I remember Dom going, I didn't think you'd be back this soon, because I was like, I just couldn't stand having one foot with a tattoo and the other one not. So I got roses on the other foot, roses going up. I think ivy and roses go very well together. I think roses is also another offering to the goddess, an offering to love and to the path, and I've always loved roses. So yeah, roses, and also I'm quite a passionate romantic person, so roses seemed apt to be on my other foot. And then there was balance. So I had my ivy, my roses. And as you saw maybe in my last video about Bast was the next tattoo to come. I can't remember why I started. I think probably because of the cats, probably because of Cobweb and Star, probably because of my belly dancing, that I just started to really, really, really want a tattoo of Bast. And I went in with a design that I drew, and it was quite small. It was going to go on my forearm. And then by the time Dom had finished sketching, we had this. My friends still laugh at me that I went in for a small tattoo and came out with this. Let me just try and get a bit closer to the camera. So Yeah, it's a few years old now, and I do like to go out in the sun, but it's one of my favouriteest tattoos ever. Sort of bast, and you've got all these lotuses around and flowers and her jewellery on. Yeah, so that's bast, my bast tattoo. And more than any tattoo that I've ever had, it was such an experience when I came out the studio and I was walking back the tube, that experience, that tattoo had revealed what was already under there. I've never had that experience again as much at all. That had already been there. That's how I'd felt, and it was being like the needle had brought it out. It had released and shown and brought to life. Like when you take something out of the sand and you blow the sand off and you see the image. That was a feeling that I had very strongly, and I think it's hugely past life, and I think it's hugely an intrinsic part of my journey. And yeah, I've had other tattoos, and I maybe thought that would be the same would happen, but it hasn't been. That was a very strong experience I had. So it's my bast, my honouring, dedicating, and lifelong love to bast tattoo. And the problem was, as you can probably imagine, that I already had, was that I'm a symmetry freak. So I was like, yeah, my left arm's really naked. What am I going to do? Obviously, these tattoos were not cheap, so I didn't have. This is over a period of years. This isn't overnight at all. It was over a period of years, or a year or so anyway. That I looked to my, and I was going to get a raven on my top right arm. And then last minute I was like, no, that wasn't the right energy. I wanted a phoenix, and I actually thought it was going to be all red and fiery, but when we finished designing it, it was a traditional phoenix, and they're multicoloured. They're a little bit like peacocks. Let me stand up again so you can see. So if you look at traditional phoenixes in Eastern mythology, they're not fire coloured, they're multicoloured, like rainbow birds. They do turn into fire, but they're not always just the orange fire colour. So here we have the phoenix's head, and we've got this sort of the flowers around the peonies, and then into the lovely phoenix's feathers. Again, they're a lot like peacock feathers there, but it's a phoenix, not a people go, oh, what is that bird? It is a traditional phoenix, and that was really important to me, the phoenix. Again, there's a fire element there, but just the rebirth, the survival. I think phoenix is such a very popular theme, isn't it, for a tattoo, because we all love that feeling of however bad things get and whatever happens, we're capable of rebirth, that we rise from the ashes, we rise. And the phoenix is a feminine force to the dragon is the masculine. So in Eastern mythology, you have the phoenix being the more feminine energy force, the powerful force, and the dragon being the more masculine power force. It's very feminine, and I kind of feel this arm might just transform itself, because I've got so many symbols of regeneration and transformation and healing on them. This arm might just like reform itself. It's exceptional. My left hand, I'm an artist that works with the left hand, and my left arm is full of symbols of transformation and hello copper, and regeneration and magic. So yeah, so that was the next one I got done, my phoenix. And after that, again, over a period of years, but I was pretty much like, no, we're continuing this. I decided the next animal that I wanted was the snake, and I had spent some time with snakes, and I had just been really amazed, really wowed at their healing energy. I'd never been a massive either fan nor feared of snakes beforehand, but this experience I'd had with snakes this year, this particular time, was really intense. And I know my friend Emily Carding, who is the creator of the Tarot of the She and the Transparent Tarot and Transparent Oracle. I pretty much think on the same day we got tattooed or something. It was very synchronistic at this time around snake energy. I think it was 2012. Yes, it was 2012. So that whole 2012 thing was going on, which I wasn't particularly... I think with 2012, that's a whole new video, but 2012 was a gateway of things starting to change. I don't think it all happened in 2012. I think it was a gateway of things shifting, because I definitely feel my life has not been the same since 2012, but not in a overnight kind of way. But anyway, in this 2012 feeling, I got a bit in love with snakies, which I still am, and I had this snake tattoo again. Snakes are hugely important for so many myths and so many goddesses and gods, for the Druids, Lilith, you know, there's so many Minoan snake goddesses, there's so many cultural and significant references to snakes, but I just absolutely felt very powerfully connected to them. I was working with that energy and that medicine very strongly at that time, and again, this is my left arm, it is my transformational arm, it has a snake and a phoenix on it, and a spiral there because I do love spirals, as you probably know, and I love this snake tattoo. I know it causes a bit of triggers with people because I don't often like snakes, but I love snakes. So here phoenix, here snaky, and there's this space here which was empty, and it's a little bit of a sore spot, and I didn't want to look like a wuss, I wasn't going to leave it blank, and Dom was like, do you want to put a butterfly there? Sort of a smaller thing. And I was like, I'm not really a butterfly person, but I was like, dragonfly. I would love a dragonfly. So we put the dragonfly in there after the snake. And I may have mentioned this before in other videos, but only later did I realise that in Native American mythology, snakes and dragonflies are linked so strongly, that the dragonfly is called the snake doctor, the snake healer. And that with its thread, it heals and stitches up the snake's injury. So I didn't know that the snake and the dragonfly were linked, but I knew, obviously, it was obviously meant to be. So yeah, that's my transformational snake arm. Back to my cat arm. One of my beloved totems is the snow leopard. And I adore snow leopards, and I thought, how am I going to fit? So I've got Bast here hugely, how am I going to fit a snow leopard here? But I trusted Dom to this. I really wanted a snow leopard. I was playing with different ideas, different cats, different big cats, but I adore snow leopards. They're really special to me. 2013 was the year I got this done, and I remember I started off 2013 really at an empty wildlife park, just staring into the eyes of this snow leopard and just being completely in love. So my snow leopard, I'm going to stand up again. My snow leopard is here. It's hard to see really, isn't it, sometimes? It's going round my arm. So it's going round my arm there, around my forearm. And its claws are basically coming up to where my hand is. My snow leopard there. And the flowers that are around it are typical to the Himalayas and to the area where snow leopard's from. And here we have a moth that is typical to the Himalayas and the area that the snow leopard lives. I can't remember what the moth is called, but it's cool. So I have that there. And that is my sleeves, that is my arms. And I love them, I love the flow, the shape of them, I love Dom's work. And I love how he kind of designed these and created them. So that is my sleeves. And my back. Well, no, I've got more on my back to talk about actually. And my feet, we talk about my feet, we talk about my sleeves. So then again, 2013 was a huge transformational year for me. And after, it was at the beginning of 2013, just before my birthday, I think, or around my birthday time, this was finished. And then it all hit the fan, everything changed. And then I was in Glastonbury by the end of 2013, and I didn't get any tattoos for a while. So now we're in 2016. I didn't get tattoos until 2016. So at the beginning of 2013 or mid 2013. Oh no, sorry, I am totally missing out a hugely important tattoo. What a nutter. Before the stuff hit the fan, before I moved to Glastonbury, I did a Sacred Scars Day, a tattoo day, which is very beautiful and powerful and witchy and magical. And the lovely Susie tattooed me my design onto my back, onto my higher heart chakra on my back, of a design I designed, which I'll show you in the pictures afterwards, of a raven in front of a Triskele. And that was my Morrigan dedication tattoo. And I wonder why stuff hit the fan shortly afterwards. That year I did my second degree in Wicca, and all these kind of things happened. But this was a huge Morrigan dedication for me, and it was maybe around 10 years or 9 years or 9 years after my first connection with Morrigan I got this tattoo. And it was hugely transformational getting that, in that ritual experience, getting that tattoo. So got that tattoo then. So there was that. And then everything shifted, and I was in Glastonbury by the end of the year, and I didn't get any tattoos for, till 2016 because of what was going on, which is stuff that's personal, and just adjusting to living here in a new place, in a new life, and it's been huge. It's been like totally transformational. And so now in 2016 is when the needle came out again, because I don't know if it's feeling more settled, but it's definitely feeling more at home in myself. I'm ready to commit to certain things and sorted a lot out. And it's like, I think that raven tattoo was a portal, and coming out the side of it to this new space was another tattoo by Susie on my thigh that I designed of a stag. And that was done in a ritual space also. So that was interesting, that raven was a portal opening, woof, coming out the other end of it. Woohoo! Kind of. Coming out the end of it and having the stag done around my birthday time this year, which is in April. So that was beautiful and powerful and strong. And then the last tattoo I had, sorry, I'm forgetting a tiny one that I had at the same time as the raven, just above my hip, with some broomsticks. If we're going to go through cataloguing them all, don't want to forget any of them. And so to the last one that I had last Wednesday, a week today, Naughty Laura got tattooed again, but not naughty at all, because it was so meant to be, because it's a bee. And if you've seen my videos, I've been very much in a bee energy, bee totem medicine, in love with bees. Really researching the bee priestesses, the bee goddesses, the importance of bees, and the bees are really speaking to us and speaking to me at the moment so strongly. And just after midsummer, or around midsummer time, last Wednesday, I got a bee tattoo, and it was so impromptu. I knew I was going to have a bee tattoo, but I just went in to talk to this tattoo shop locally, and because of Glastonbury Festival, the traffic was terrible around town. No other appointments could get in, and I just went in for a chat about a tattoo, but I ended up being tattooed on that day, and it was really like, that was the most impromptu tattoo ever. I've always planned them, and this was like, I knew what I wanted, and I explained to the tattooist what I wanted, but it, normally I plan a lot more, but this was like, obviously it was meant to happen. I'm absolutely in love with this tattoo. It's on the top of, I'll show you a photo. It's still healing, so it's still healing at the moment. And it's the bee and sort of the hexagon shape of the honeycomb around it, and I absolutely love it. It is beautiful, and I feel it's really special to have it here, so close to, obviously, on my throat chakra, and at this time when I'm really loving bees, but also really loving community and network and working together as a hive, as a whole at this time, and really I really feel passionate about that, and to make the difference is to connect with others. And also with the honey, it's the bee, it's the honey, it's the nectar of life, it's the sweetness of life, and I think bee is a great teacher of that, as well as having it sting. So I hope that was interesting for you, and I hope you enjoyed seeing some of my tattoos. I'm going to put some more of them in this photo stream now. I hope that was interesting for you, and I hope you enjoyed a little bit of a look at my menagerie. I think I will be continuing I've got other animals planned, so while there's space, I will I'm making goddess tattoos. That would be the only link towards having anything with a human-ish, maybe not even human face, but human shape. But as a whole, it's all about the animals for me, as you might have noticed by watching my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed a little look at my tattoos. Here's a few more now, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!